Good evening, everyone. You are watching On Camera, and I'm with Mac Bello. For the past few weeks or months that you've been watching a lot of reruns, and basically, as I mentioned before in past shows, that we've been very busy working in new productions, and once in a while we'll be giving you, providing you, if you will, with new shows. And last week you had a chance to see an interview with this young and wonderful, talented artist who played guitar in the show. Her name is Stephanie. And today we have somebody special again in the studio, whom you will be seeing when we come back from the break. So it's time that you pick up the phone and call all your friends and family members and tell them that On Camera is back with a new show today. I'm with Mac Bello again. I'll see you in a few minutes, right after this break. Hi again, you are watching On Camera, and we come to your TV set every Saturday night at 9 p.m. on channel 23. For those of you who remember that the show used to be on at 8 o'clock, but it's been moved to a 9 o'clock time slot every Saturday on the same channel. Last week it was your chance to see this interview with Stephanie, these young talented artists who perform on the show. Today we will be talking to a very prominent person in the community. His name is Rahman Oladigbolu, who is a filmmaker. As you all know, making films or making a TV program, if you will, is not an easy task. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of energy, a lot of time consuming. And this young and talented director is here in the studio today to talk about this new film that he has directed and produced. And this film will be premiere this coming October, which is Saturday, October 3rd, to be more precise, at the MIT. Again, here in the studio is Rahman on my right and on your left on the screen. Good evening, Rahman, and welcome to On Camera.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us as much. We want to talk to you, introduce you to the Boston audience who probably didn't have a chance yet to know who Rahman is. And when they hear the name Rahman, what would you like them to think of?
When people hear Rahman, I would like them to think about a film director based in Boston, and Boston is my city here, and with you, we are the filmmakers that are actually working to bring the glory of Boston, put it on the big film industry map here in the United States. So yeah, that's how I would like people to think about me when they mention my name.
Rahman, yeah. When did you start or developing an interest for filmmaking?
It's been a while. Shortly after I finished high school was the time that I can remember that I seriously began to think about it. But the exact time I probably can't remember, because there was one time
you were very young.
I remember my sister was telling me about how we used to talk about filmmaking when I was still much younger than the time that I remember. So I probably.
So in other words, it's been a very long time, at a very early age.
Yeah, it has been.
That you developed that kind of interest for filmmaking.
Yeah, absolutely, it has been.
So what inspired you to for filmmaking?
I think it's the idea of storytelling. Uh, the story that I remember, like I said, when my sister talked about the past, it made me think, okay, I thought I knew when I actually developed the idea to make films, but the time that I remember most is the time when I read a book, and I loved the book so much that I wanted to share the idea with others. A lot of the books that I used to read then, I'll pass it around my friends, but I really wanted to share these so much that I thought about making it into a movie. And that was when I think I began to really think seriously about being a filmmaker, because I thought, okay, rather than just think this could be made into a movie, why not make it myself, And I bought the book. I ripped it up into pieces and developed a screenplay based on the book. Although, yeah, the book is still, it's still there. But that was when
In
I
pieces.
actually, yeah.
So, have you made feature films before, or this is the first one?
Soul Sisters is my first feature-length movie.
Okay. Soul Sisters.
Yeah.
An interesting name or title, if you will. Why Soul Sisters?
The reason we decided on the title Soul Sisters is because the movie is the story of friendship, how friendship friendship between two young women helps them towards discovering who they are, and which actually touches upon a long history. And that's why we think the title Soul Sisters is very apt for the movie. It's about two young women. One of them is an African immigrant in the United States, and the other one is an African American. And their friendship is told against the backdrop of their two apparently different experiences. But along the line, they discover themselves as not just friends, but sisters, not blood sisters, but sisters by history, sisters by experience, sisters by who they are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Rahman, how was the audition process? Was it hard to put this wonderful cast together?
The audition process was long. It was long and hard. To be able to cast the people who played the key roles was not something that came very easy. But we were patient, because one of the elements that in filmmaking, one of the elements that you can't compromise about first story, then the cast. So we took the time and to be able to select it. It wasn't very easy, but we were patient to actually go through it.
Okay, and how was it to work with an Hollywood star like Jimmy Genre?
Working with Jimmy was actually it was a huge eye opener.